I used to spend half an hour every morning filling out a journal with prompts on who I was going to thank for the day or what obstacles were going to come my way. And it never felt fully worth it to me because I wasted a lot of the time where I was in my peak productivity mode and able to get things done. I tried morning pages and it was torturous to me. By the time that I got through those 3 handwritten pages, I'd already missed a big chunk of my morning productivity and it was harder to get into flow for me. What I've found has worked much better for me, and I think is well worth trying for yourself, is to shift your morning routine to the night before and have a clear done for the day time so that you're not continuing to work after this set time. By implementing this done for the daytime, I've been able to blaze through my morning work and actually recharge and rest when I'm supposed to be off work. Because checking on your email and thinking about work after the day is over is a good sign that you're passionate about the work you do, but it's also poisoning your mind. To find flow in the work we do and actually perform your best, it requires that you take time off to recharge. So by planning your work for the next day at the end of your current workday, it's a little known productivity trick that's going to vastly improve your life. This practice is going to lead you to getting more done without feeling trapped by your work. And there's 4 steps that I think are important to go through in having the perfect done for the day routine. First off is having a daily review. Now, driven people have a hard time looking back and seeing what we've accomplished because we're always pushing forward into that next task, that next project, and that next goal. But just like reading business books and autobiographies to save yourself the time and gain the insight from learning from others before making those mistakes yourself, and doing a daily review to ask yourself questions about the day is going to give you a sense of accomplishment and completion. And it's one of the triggers for flow to get immediate feedback. So when we do these reviews of ourselves, we're actually helping to repeat that flow cycle and get back into more flow by triggering that feedback loop. So as part of a daily review, I'd encourage you to ask questions like, did I accomplish more or less than I expected? Did I face any challenges? Did I schedule more tasks than I was able to get done? During what tasks did I lose my sense of time while doing them? This last question is going to give you clues on what types of activities and tasks will bring you the most flow so that you can spend more time daily in flow. The next thing you're going to do is write down 3 bullets. I like to keep this short because we're looking at continuous progress rather than trying to overload ourselves with more tasks to get done at the end of a busy day. So with this, I like to call it my 11-1. There's 3 things that you're going to write down. And the first thing you're going to write down in this section is one thing you're grateful for. And if you need a more detailed practice on positivity and training optimism, check out this video here. The second bullet is one thing you're proud of or celebrating that happened today. And the third one is something that you're going to work on improving tomorrow. You should be brutally honest with yourself about this last one. It could be anything that's getting in your way of performing at your very best. Maybe you noticed that you're checking your email during your morning deep work time, or maybe you didn't block off that time in your calendar and stick to it. Something to improve could be actually using a time blocking system or using an app like Freedom that will block access to the internet when you're trying to do deep work. If you skipped the gym to get more work done, but now you just feel like garbage, or you didn't eat in a way that supports your energy and vitality, these are all things that you can work on improving a little bit each and every day to get better. So whatever it is, write down the one thing that you're going to take action on improving tomorrow and actually stick to it, because this is going to compound over time. Now that you've looked back on your day and reviewed what you've accomplished, and also created a framework of positivity around how you're going to work on improving, what we're going to do next is actually plan out the next day. Decide the 3 or 4 key things that you're going to get done tomorrow. I think that 3 to 4 is the sweet spot if you're just ramping up your productivity. I know some people that have as many as 7 or even 10 things on their daily list to get done, but I have found that consistency is far more important than cramming everything that you need to get done on your list into one day and then finding that you can't stick to it for very long and burning out. And with these most important tasks, if you do use a digital to-do list, make sure you have some sort of way of distinguishing them from the rest of the list by either tagging them as due next or prioritizing them as important. Even though I depend on tech for keeping my life organized, I still will often write these 3 or 4 priority tasks in my bullet journal or on a note card to keep with me for tomorrow. Now, I don't always follow up with this next strategy, but if you find that you have a hard time taking your mind off of work at the end of the day, I suggest that you finish up by doing a brain dump. Get everything out of your mind that's either personal or professional and put it down on paper or in a journaling app so that it's not stuck in your head and you can ground yourself to relax and recharge at the end of the day. This is kind of the reverse of doing a morning pages practice because you're doing it at the end of the day, but I find that this can help if you still have those thoughts about work running through your mind and you just need to get it all out and down on paper before you can relax. In his book Deep Work, Cal Newport wrote about the importance of having a done for the day ritual. And as part of his ritual, he would go through a sequence of powering down his computer and finishing up for the day so that he could turn his mind off from work and get back to the rest of his life. Rituals are important to many peak performers for getting into flow, but they can also be really helpful for actively disengaging from your work and having a sequence to shut down. I recently moved my office setup at Flow Spa because of the expansion of our team, and now I work out of a closet that I affectionately call my Harry Potter closet. So when I'm done for the day and closing my office doors, I say mischief managed, and that's how I wrap up my work. I suggest that you try taking action on this done for the day routine for the next 2 weeks and seeing how it goes for yourself. Use it to get straight into your most important work for the day and then wrap up the end of the day with your 11-1, your daily review, and your plan for tomorrow. And if you really need to, also do a brain dump at the end. Let me know how it goes for you and if there's anything else that you would include in an end of the day work routine. And until the next video, find your flow.